What is Babylon? In search for our answer as to who or what exactly is Babylon, we will begin with a passage of scripture from the Bible End Times prophetic book, the Revelation. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 8 begins our study with these words. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. We learned from the historical study of the Old Testament, that the word Babylon comes from the word Babel and signifies confusion. Babel was an ancient city built not long after the time of the Great Flood. Its builders tried to build a tower to reach heaven in the event of another flood, but God confused their languages, and because of the confusion of languages, they were unable to continue their building. In the process of time, the area of Babel became the location of a world power, the city Babylon. But it is not of this Babylon that the angel in Revelation chapter 14 and verse 8 speaks of. The angel speaks of an end-time power with similar characteristics of the old. It is these characteristics which will help us identify the Babylon of our times. We will examine three characteristics of ancient Babylon, which are reflected in present-day Babylon. The first thing we learn about ancient Babylon is that it was a world power. We can get this idea from a letter written by King Nebuchadnezzar to all in his realm. Recorded in Daniel 4:1. Nebuchadnezzar the king, unto all people, nations, and languages, that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. So, the present-day Babylon must also have influence over the world. The angel message says this Babylon made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. To get all nations to drink this wine, it must have worldwide influence. The second characteristic of ancient Babylon is that it forced its religion on the world. The nations of the world were ordered to worship the Babylonian way. Today in the identification of Babylon, we must look for its worldwide religious dominance, and evidence of it enforcing its beliefs on people and nations. Daniel 3:1, 4 and 5 reveals this characteristic of ancient Babylon. We are told, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits, he set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then an herald cried aloud, To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. So, the end-time Babylon, like the old, will set up a false system of worship, that it will call the world to observe. The third and most obvious characteristic is that, ancient Babylon was a city. Ancient Babylon was a city-state. Present-day Babylon can also be identified by a city. The second angel calls it, that great city. This greatness is not as in size and beauty of the old Babylon, it is in its global political, economic, and religious influence. Also, in Revelation 14:8, reference is made of this present-day Babylon as a woman. The text refers to Babylon as she. She made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. In Bible prophecy, a woman is often used to represent a church, so this end-time Babylon is a church, a religious organization, which has these characteristics of the ancient power. So now, the next question we will answer is, who is this woman?